Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an exciting new episode of Sofa Talks. We are your hosts,
Kim
and Ole, and we're thrilled to have you join us today. Whether you are a returning listener or tuning in for the first time, we want to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our Sofa Talks.
And if you enjoy what you hear today and want to stay connected with our podcast and us, we invite you to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you never miss an episode, and you'll be part of our growing community of listeners. Also, of course, feel free to share.
So, without further ado, let's dive right into today's episode of Sofa Talks with Ole and
Kim. Hi, and welcome back.
We're still here. We haven't been shut down.
No.
Amazing.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are
Great.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good as well. It's been a lot the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
But all good. Quite, I don't know what to call it. Our trip to Thailand went really good. Meeting a lot of cool people.
Yep.
Say hi to Max. Haven't seen Max in a few years.
Max Egan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really nice. And to meet Andrew Kaufman and Dr. Shiva and Maisie. Amazing. Maisie, who was part of arranging the whole thing. And also to meet the birthday boy who was the one arranging this whole thing. I mean, really, really nice. And so nice. It was so strange because I almost suspected it was some kind of scam or ambush, and instead it turned out to be an absolutely amazing experience.
It was so funny because the people that were there, the speakers, it was 19 speakers in total. It was his own private event for his 70th birthday. But the speakers that were there didn't have a clue who he was, and everyone, and the Kaufman, everybody thought it was an ambush, and everybody was like, "Oh, are we flying into a scam?"
We
or
were
what
emailing
is it?
each other saying, "Have you got an invitation? Have you?"
And I was so suspicious, but yeah, we're back in Bali and all is good. So,
and in the middle of it all, they flew in some entertainment, and I saw you smiling from ear to ear.
Somebody said, "Oh, they're flying in." Well, first he was flying in Michael Bolton, and I thought, okay, is he still alive? Well, he was. He's still got a voice. I never listened to him a lot, but his body is not so good anymore. And then they said, well, and then they're flying in some pianist and a piano from Bangkok, David Foster. And I was like, who's David Foster? And then I Googled, and there's nobody in the world that's got so many Grammys that like David Foster. It's like amazing.
Yeah, he worked with Whitney and Celine Dion, Michael Jackson.
So many, yeah.
Movies, music.
And the singer, Pia Toscano. Oh my God, what a voice! And we were like 30 people in a restaurant that was so private and had these artists by.
And the piano was flown in. It was a special
from
piano
Bangkok.
with one guy, just a tuning.
Oh my God!
Guy.
Yeah. It was a fun experience, and also overwhelming with all the speakers. It was intense, right? Very intense. I love to see from New Zealand, Mark and
Sam Bailey.
Sam Bailey, yeah, they were live from New Zealand. So, yeah, that was fun because they are good.
And I also thought it was really both brave and inspiring by this man who had his birthday party. Instead of sharing YouTube links to different people that he felt was inspiring to listen to, he flew us all in. And No,
not all.
No, but he gave tickets to his guests to come for his birthday.
Yeah.
And many of them came to celebrate a birthday, and they did not know that it was like 6 hours lecture per day for 3 days non-stop.
Yeah, and then really beautiful entertainment. Okay, if you hear something in the background, one of our cats is going crazy. It's that time of the day, so yeah. Yeah, but that's what money can do, right? So if you have very, 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 very deep pockets, I could do a birthday party like that as well.
And I also thought it was really interesting because we came from being absolutely spoiled. I mean, we were so well taken care of, like 5-6 star. And then we left it and we booked a few days on our own in a like 2-3 star type of place. And it was so interesting to see the contrasts and how fast you get used to things working. And like the shower is actually, there's water coming out and you can actually unlock the door when you want to and even lock it when...
Do you remember I was walking around because we were in these amazingly beautiful houses for 5 nights, I think, and then me and Emmylou were staying behind on Koh Samui, Thailand for another 4 nights, which I booked. And we moved in, and I was walking around, kind of, why are we waiting? Where's all the staff?
No, but it was really funny because the AC, did we have to call like 3 times just for the AC to work? And the remotes, the batteries were dead, and the showers were wrongly connected so that hot was cold and cold.
Yeah. But still, it was an amazing place. It was right on the beach. It was beautiful. Yeah.
But it was just like, don't lean against that because it won't hold you. Don't use that chair because it will fall.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, baby.
It almost was. So anyway, while we were there, and I'm not going to say anyway anymore, I'm saying in addition, we were...
Well, there you go.
There, where you had spent 3 months, 29 years earlier.
Yeah, true. That was weird. Yeah, I've been spending quite a lot of time in Thailand years ago, like you said, 25-30 years ago. So that was amazing to go and walk on the same beach where I spent 3 months when our twin boys, before you and I met. So that was great. And also, I must say, after being, Thailand is known, I love Thailand, I really do. But you can't help, or I can't help to compare. And we've been in Bali for 3 years where people are amazing. I love the Balinese. And the Thai is they're still friendly and everything, but there's a difference in energy and where they come from. So yeah, I'm not going to complain.
We are so spoiled.
I know.
And I think we might be in the most kind and the most kind environment in the world.
Yeah, I've never met people like this.
No, I tell you, if we go to Europe, we're going to get a shock.
Yeah, well, I go to Europe in 2.5 weeks.
And you're going to get a shock.
Yeah.
For one thing, you're going to drive on the wrong side or the right side.
Or the right side, yeah.
Of the road.
I'm going to have to be really careful. I haven't driven a car in 3 years, let alone on the right side. So I'm going to take it easy.
So which one is the right side? The left side or the right side?
The right side.
It's the right side.
It's the right side.
Well, good for you. Just stay on that.
Yeah, I will do. Anyway, shall we jump into the topic? We were talking about what we're going to, we'd like to have a subject. And I suggested, why don't we talk about manifestations and how and what we manifest in our personal lives and for the world, and how with our mind, thought and intentions around manifestations. What do you think?
I think that we are co-creators, meaning that we have a say in things that happen. Some of it we do not. Somehow these challenges, I don't know if we chose them before we came to this earth, flat or round, whatever it is, but I think there are challenges that will just be coming our way, whatever we do. So the only thing we can do with these situations are choosing how to deal with them. That's one. And then we are also, I believe, part of we have some responsibility in what we're creating and manifesting into our world. So the combo of these, at least 2 different forces, are what we're living in. Then we have all our filters that we've had, that we gathered through life, and that has been sort of colored by our experiences and so on. But on the whole...
All the shadows.
yeah, shadows, colors, whatever it is. It's different filters, color filters that we have collected along the way. So it's like here we are in this situation now where the world is now they're talking yet again about a third. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep. A wave of viruses and a third wave of this and that, and now the banks are going to crash, and now the financial situation is going to go down, and the world is doomed, and everything is gloom. So the question is, how many times have we heard this? How many times has it been real? And whatever is going to happen, the only thing we can affect is the way we react to it and how we deal with it.
But do you think that the more we talk about it, the more we manifest?
I think it's a combination. My personal view is it's a matter of maybe not so much how much you talk about it, but how charged it is when you talk about it, positive or negative. It's almost like
fear or fearless.
It's almost like it's the emotion that is pulling it in, so that if you're really afraid of something and you really charge it with fear, it will manifest. And if you're really in love with something and you really sort of like, whoa, it will manifest. It will come into you, or the chances are much bigger at least that it will manifest. So, yeah. So I think in our personal life, I think it's really interesting because we rented this rundown house, we renovated it, it came to an absolute horrible situation where everything we had fixed and repaired, and everything we had redone got destroyed in the rains, and we had to start all over again. And here we are, and that we didn't, I don't know what to say, but it was really hard on me, on you, on our relationship. It was a really, really difficult situation to go through, also from all different aspects of life, including financial, and it was just like almost like a meltdown situation because I felt we were being ripped off and people were completely incompetent. And so now we had a second chance. Here we are, it's like 6 months later or something like that. And we're going through a similar, but this time we have very carefully picked the people that we have around us. We are not pushing anything. We're sort of much more
detached. Much more detached.
More detached, more patient, more in balance.
More experienced. With renovation in Bali.
Also knowing when you ask somebody here to do something, you have to be very specific.
Super specific.
I mean, ridiculously specific. I had an electrician here I asked him, can you please put one of these, electric...
plugs.
Sockets in the wall, outdoor. There were all of these cables coming out of the ground, and I said, can you please put an electric socket and put it on the wall there so that these ones are not dangerous. And he did exactly that. It was wonderful all the way until one day when I need to use the socket, and it turned out that there was no electricity.
He's just put it there, not plugged it in.
And he did exactly what I asked
Yeah.
for. He made exactly what I said. I should have said, and please make sure that there is electricity. I mean, how stupid can I get? So here we are now, very, very specifically asking for things, and it's coming out a lot better. And then, after 2 or 3 months of that we handle a lot better the second time, I think, a lot better. And the feeling in the house is a lot better, even though it's still under repair. Suddenly, these things that seemed like people had to taken off and never come back and delivered half type of black work, they're suddenly coming back to us now saying, I want to finish this job, I want to deliver this thing that you've been waiting for months. It's amazing. So what is happening? It's almost like first test run, boot camp, absolute horror. Then we get a second. We didn't deal with that very well. Then second chance. Okay, here's another chance. Mess it up or heal it. Up to you. We healed it pretty well, and now it's almost like there's this dessert coming in the form of these things that have we had given up on.
So the way, if we take our situation, you know, we had the first chance with the pandemic and the whole mayhem, and people just, you know, they consented to everything that they would put on almost. Well, the majority of the world anyway. So now the second round, we can see as the renovations we've done, but if we see it in the bigger pictures of the world, I don't see the way when I listen to people, they're like, I'm never going to take another jab again, I'm not going to put on a mask. It feels a little bit like it's a parallel like we've done with the renovation. Now people are more experienced, sadly they got the jabs in them, most of them, but it's going to be interesting to see if that happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen, and we're going to be, you know, we're just going to be fine. But if that happens, that they're going to start doing lockdowns and masks and more jabs and everything like that, I feel that people are talking about, when we talk about manifestation, that they're manifesting this, and I think we're all part of it. But the manifestation with this and the I do not consent is going to be a lot stronger if this happens, don't you think?
I don't know. I really hope so. I don't know. I mean, I thought that the Spanish people would just say, give them the finger the first time.
No, but that was the first time.
They'd completely comply.
No, because they completely trust the lawyers and the doctors. But that's if you look at the history of Spain, just taking that country. But now,
yeah, I really hope that
they have.
But it depends on what source of information you have.
Yeah, and the propaganda and the news.
If you still keep listening to the same
channels,
mainstream media, they will tell you the exact opposite. They will say, oh, thanks to the vaccines, oh, now we're going to be shut down again. Sorry, YouTube, or bugger off. They will say that...
no, maybe we shouldn't talk about that,
exactly.
Actually.
We're going to keep this channel for a wee bit while. So let's not go there. But I think you all know how we feel. And...
you can always listen to this on our website as well. If we get shut down...
Yeah, but it's like we have 6 shows now. We had 2 strikes already.
After the second one. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you can't...
We're gone.
If they... if we get another strike, they delete this channel. But we will put the Sofa Talks up on the website.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's... if, you know, we don't record on YouTube.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So if we disappear, it's because we were naughty like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. And then we carry on lightonconspiracies.com.
Yeah.
But going back to manifestations then...
Nice segue, by the way.
Yeah.
lightonconspiracies.com.
Cheers.
Manifestation. So how do you see what is going on? How do you see manifestation?
Well, for myself personally, I'm trying to relax more and more actually, and I was listening to a podcast the other day, and she always ends with whoever she has on the podcast, which is, I love these questions and all that, which I did with my few interviews I did and for my book as well. She always asks all the guests that she has on, what kind of self-love practice do you have, if any, and what superpower for this world do you think you have? And I love these questions, and that is manifestations as well, I think. So let's talk about that, because I think manifestations has got so many layers, and you ask me a question and then I'm asking it back. I always do that.
Did not answer anything.
I did not answer your question. So for me personally, how I manifest at the moment is trying to feel safe in the world, because I've heard that's the way I can release more of my control personality or organization / control. It goes hand in hand of not feeling safe in the world, apparently. So that's a bit of shadow work I'm doing there. So I'm trying to manifest that, and the way I do that is releasing a lot of stuff and doing more of, I mean, I've been painting like crazy the last 2 days. We stumbled into a kind of art exhibition in Koh Samui, Thailand, and I just went, oh my God, I just want to go home and paint. It's so much fun. So yeah, I'm manifesting that way. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the paintings. I'm going to have to start give them away or sell them maybe. But so yeah, that's how I work with that, and yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to manifest without having an attachment to the outcome, which is always a really, really super fine line for me to balance on, because like we said before, we're both very much doers. So yeah, that's. I don't know if I answered your question, kind of. But I want you to answer the questions that she, if you have...
First of all, I'm going to say you're doing great. I really salute you.
Thank you.
And I love seeing you out in the garden or that area where you paint, because I can see you in your element, and it's really fun and interesting to follow your not only development but also exploration into different styles and colors, and I love the way that, I mean, when I was into painting and so on, I was extremely into details, and you're the exact opposite.
Oh
it's
my
just
God,
like,
yeah.
Yay, go for it with colors and forms and shapes.
Do you know what I wished? I thought about it today actually, because I started a canvas which is 150 times it's huge. And I thought, it's so unpractical. It would be a lot better if it was like 30 centimeters times 30 and little pixely or whatever.
It's not you.
No, I just like them really big. But I can't put them anywhere. It's like, where are we going to put them?
On the outside of the house.
I don't know what to do, but I love them big, abstract, yeah. Anyway, you can see a little bit. I'm putting a few up on my Awaken Unite kind of website, but it's so hard to photograph. I mean, the colors don't come through. They look really flat and boring and matte, and yeah, but anyway.
You can see them in the background when I do interviews as well.
Oh, that's
on
just
the wall.
one. Yeah, but
it's like that keeps changing. So we have this area behind where I sit, and we change the painting just so that Kim can, and also I can check them out and see how they're getting on.
Yeah, because that wall is perfect for me to look at them.
People
and I
have
put
started
them up,
commenting on it.
And then I'm like, no, I'm not finished, and I take it down and I do a little bit more, and yeah, whatever. So, are you done? Can I get answers to the...
I'm trying to avoid the question, but no, I'm not. So,
no, I think that's really good.
And what was the other one? Self-love.
If you have a self-love practice, if so, how does that look like?
And my superpower.
Yeah, for the world.
Okay. So I feel my superpower would be compassion.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I feel that I can bring to the table.
Yep.
And
agree.
Self-love thing is also to feel compassion for myself on all different levels. I don't have a specific practice except being aware of how I think about myself. Mm-hmm. And I also avoid mirrors, because I feel it's almost like mirrors are charged. I mean, some people in the spiritual healing world and different whatever they're called, they talk about mirrors being portals. They talk about mirrors being sort of like, I just know that I'm fine if I take self-love for my body or so. I'm fine until I look in a mirror, and then I don't recognize myself. And so my feeling is, what is true is me being me true, or is me, because I don't know if what you see is the same as I see when I look in the mirror. And they say, yes, express self-love to the mirror and all of this, and look into your eyes and say, you know, I know all of that, but in the process is for me to avoid the mirrors and just stay in love, stay in balance, stay in inner balance, instead of looking in that thing.
Interesting.
And then that thing, I mean, the thing that can really, really hurt me is to go into a dressing room in a shop where they put like the most horrible lighting
Not
on
anymore.
possible.
That was in the
Some have
the
nice,
18th, yeah.
some have nice lighting, but some of them have wide angle mirrors and white lighting. I mean, my God, I don't think even photo models look good in that. And it's just absolute.
Photo models.
Is that what you call them?
No, you call them models.
Models. Well, there you go. Whatever. So I am avoiding mirrors, just like I'm avoiding talking about my age, because I'm in complete denial, and I'm so happy about that.
Well, that's working apparently. So yeah,
there
you can
you
keep
go.
the
Denial, denial, denial.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the mirror thing though, but whatever works for you.
And there you go. Don't say that again. I keep saying the same things all over, but there you go.
But there you go. Oli's trying to stop the filler words, but I think you hear them yourself when you listen.
I do.
It's
I
interesting.
do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So how is it working for you, though?
What?
The self-love thing. Do you feel Do you feel a difference inside?
From when?
From
what?
like before painting and after. You know.
I see what you mean.
I think about a year or two ago, something like, we went to a holy man here on the island, and we did a Balinese horoscope where we looked at each other. He looked at us individually and as a couple, and we both have very unusual sort of settings
and super different.
Completely different, but not completely, not opposite.
No.
We were sort of you were from east to west, I was from north to south. So I was air and earth, you were water, and not pure
lava.
fire, but lava, which is between fire and soil, which is, and so he said, for me, what I need is more water and fire in these two elements. And he said, for you needed grounding, earth, and when it came to the fire, he said, because it's lava, it's not pure fire. So that if you don't get an expression for that in the form of, for instance, painting, it can go and become something really negative. And so now when you're painting, I think it's really interesting to see that energy being used.
But I remember when he said that as well, because he said also, if I don't get it out in a way like in music or in art or something very creative from the right brain, I think, then I reach for, external power like drugs or alcohol, which I've done more or less my entire life. Not a lot, but often. Not so. Now I feel when I'm painting, I'm painting it away basically. That's the way I feel. So yeah, that's good. So the self-love, I feel I was super insecure before when it comes to painting. Now I'm just feeling like, well, art is art. Who decides, So it's a freedom in that. If some people don't like it, great. I mean, I like very few art. I have a very specific taste in what I like and when it comes to art. I love art, but in all shapes or form, but it needs to be beautiful for me. So the same thing, I think. I
want to say that I think you're brave, because it is, once you start, if you fiddle around with some colors, it can be, I'm just playing around.
You're so funny when you
And then when you say, I painted this, that was also where I challenged you when it came to putting your name on the painting.
Yeah, that took some time.
That took some time, and it started out really small and way down in the corner, and has now moved in to the painting itself and become a bit bigger, because that is more like I stand for this, and you stand for what you're doing now, and now you're going big. I mean, like, I can't wait to see where it's going, like 4.5 meters times 18 or something
That's
like that.
That's why my dream
is a barn.
No, well, yeah, as a barn, an art barn, where I can just have huge and have other artists come and we can just play. Yeah, and also going to art school. That's one of my bucket list.
But do you really want to?
I would love to go to art school.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Because I would like to learn, to have an art teacher, which I had a little bit in Spain, our friend Sarah, who's an amazing artist. But going to school and having different art teachers and trying out different elements. I never tried oil, for example. I always do acrylic, and I mix that with stuff and sand and tin foil and whatnot. But yeah, I would love to go to art school, really, truly. But anyway, enough of that. So thank you for supporting me. And Ole, I have to say, I'm going to tell, Ole is so funny. He comes because he used to be a super good artist and used to own a gallery, like art gallery, proper art gallery, together with an Iranian friend of his.
Where
so
we only
he
had our own
knows
stuff.
Yeah, of course, but I'm just saying, you've been a proper artist, selling out, with exhibitions and stuff.
Selling out?
Selling out, your art.
You say sell out when you're sort of like...
Oh, okay, I didn't mean that. Sold all your paintings and everything. So when you come and you look at the colors I'm mixing, you're like, have you looked at a chart what colors go together? Because I just go all, and I can see in your eyes that she doesn't have a clue, and you're trying to kind of teach me a little bit. I'm like, no, I know, no, I just do. And it becomes so ugly sometimes. Some canvases I paint over, I don't know how many times. But yeah, that's funny. So enough about that.
Yeah, but coming from that, you're now at a point where it's really sort of like, whoa, that's... When I say that's interesting, it's because sometimes I feel like, whoa, I would never have gone there myself, but this is interesting.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks.
Sometimes not so good.
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes absolutely super duper.
Yeah.
Well, what?
It's lucky.
No, but any artist would have that also.
Yeah. Yeah. So back to manifestations.
So you are flying to Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you fear about that, or are you nervous about?
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but when it comes to regulations, airports,
none.
None.
No. I don't feel. No. Firstly, I feel very protected. Secondly, I don't feel that nothing is going to happen during the time I'm there. I also feel that I'm only there for a couple of weeks, and no, not at all. And I'm, and that's, talking about manifestation, if I start being fearful around it and and the flight, and it's a long bloody trip. But no, I feel completely good. Are you nervous me going?
Always.
Well, you should have come with me.
No, a little uneasy. I don't like when we are apart. Long distances and when there are borders in between, not fun.
Yeah.
I have more fun hobbies than that. But I thought...
Fine.
But it's interesting because I really think also, just like you say, that if you start fearing, then you start attracting also. We're back to the manifestation. Mm-hmm. That is also why I have no protection at all. I have no security. I've got no... encryption when it comes to emails. I've got no like that. And then you see other people like Michael Bolton, who wanted 4 bodyguards, and
in Thailand,
and Dr. Shiva, who's running for president in the US, he had nothing, no protection whatsoever, which I thought, and he was recommended, people said you should get yourself bodyguards, and he was just like, no. Interesting, because he is a guy that if he manifests what he is aiming at, that is a force to be reckoned with. I hope for the better. As far as I could feel, I felt a very steady inner balance in him. So, yeah. So fear is not a good place to be in. Not a good, because it also pulls in and then it starts manifesting. And you said, there's a reason for me to be afraid. I was right being afraid. Look at that. Now this happened. Now that happened. But how much of it happened because you were in that space?
What do you mean, what space?
The fear space.
When was I in the fear space?
No, not you. I'm saying when somebody...
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, absolutely.
You are very rarely in the fear space.
Yeah, not anymore. I think we talked about it before. Yeah, when you come to a certain age, it's like, I call it the fuck it age. It's like, yeah, well, fuck it. You know, I don't care so much. Yet again, I do care a lot about the world and people, and you know. So yeah, it's fun. But do you think? Because I was thinking about when, I think it was you that asked Dr. Shiva, why is it called Dr. Shiva?
Because he is a PhD doctor.
Okay,
I think he's
well,
got
I call
like
him
four doctor things.
Yeah,
whatever.
we shared a villa in Thailand, so
Yeah.
it's strange calling Dr. Shiva. Anyway, was it you?
He's known under the name Dr. Shiva. So.
Yeah, okay. To us, he's Shiva. So when because you asked him what did you hear that from somebody else? What drove him? And it was hatred.
He wrote that in his book, as far as I...
he gave everybody his book.
What was driving him was anger and to
hatred.
a certain extent, hatred. And
that I found, I know there's a force in anger, and I think anger can be quite important, because that's a force to be reckoned with, I think, anger. And it can be used in good ways to stir things up and shift directions. But hatred, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know. It's an uncomfortable feeling in my body. I have not felt it a lot, and I'm not comfortable there at all.
No.
So I don't know.
How do you feel it when you're angry, though? Is that...
Oh, God, it's a horrible feeling.
You never feel kind of... There's a force when you're angry that you're shifting it into something good?
I know.
I can feel
angry
that.
people say that.
No, I can feel that.
Yeah, but I mean...
I'm not so angry these days, though.
No, but you have been angry.
Yeah, loads.
No, but I can see it. I can see it in people that has that fire
energy
in them.
Yeah, it's my lava, you see.
Yeah, it's their lava, and then they spew the fire out there, and they're burned victims around. But it felt really good to let go of the fire.
No, I don't mean it, and I don't.
No, but it is a shift.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for me, with these dark forces we're up against now. I mean, now with the Maui fires, for instance, on Hawaii, which in my world, when you look at what is behind it, it's just pure evil. So, how to deal with these forces? Maybe hatred is the way. I don't know. It's just
I don't know. Hatred is strong.
But I've never seen fire turn out fire.
No.
It's a different element that is needed. And
that's true.
And boom, we
two
have
cats fighting or wrestling on the table. No, but that's why. Yeah, but that's why, because you have a different personality. Then we go back again, because my lava and water, this is the holy man here in Bali, he said, because I have the lava and the water, and when they come together, that creates land. And that's the creativity, and that's the anger that I can feel sometimes if I've been really, really hurt, for example. First I get sad, and then I get, and then it goes into anger, and then I can feel that just in a moment sometimes, because it's not comfortable to be there in the long run at all. But then that shifts into something creative, to do, because then I can shift that into something and manifest something else.
Yeah. But it's the
Do you
same.
know?
Yeah, and that's your way, and this is exactly. I felt for many years you didn't have a creative expression. You didn't have it. Now you have the writing and the painting and things. You hadn't the output for it in the best. You had it through yoga, physical yoga, but yeah. For me, it's. I mean, I'm sort of not the opposite, but like. Diagonal. I don't even know what to say, but my thing is also comes out like creativity. But if I don't get an outlet for it, it becomes destructive.
Yeah.
It goes inwards instead. So I think we both need to have these expressions and get it out.
Outlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And-
sure.
and
I think it's important for everybody.
Yeah, but also understand it's my setup. I mean, people are talking about human design now and all of. I don't know these things, but I just know this is my setup. Just accept it. See, this is the way I was put together. I don't know why. I don't know by whom or whatever. It is what it is. These are the cards I have on my hand. Now deal with it. And you have different cards. Now it's up for you to deal with yours. And then if we're lucky and we play these cards well, we can make something beautiful together.
Yeah, and I don't think absolutely. But I think it's got to do with we need to learn about ourselves, our body, because we're so individual, everybody, and how we manifest is completely different. And it's fascinating to see. We used to do a lot of affirmations. Do you remember? A lot of affirmations. Now, do you do them still in your head?
No. But what I'm working on or at is trying to remove the triggers to see when I get triggered, and also see that it is not the one who triggers me. I'm being triggered. I'm letting myself being triggered. It's not what the other one is doing. Because if I'm whole, I wouldn't be triggered by it. So I'm really trying to disarm myself, take out the triggers that could detonate myself, if you understand what I'm saying. So focus on that one. And also to focus on whatever I aim to achieve, to try and do it without attachment. I feel the shift in energy in myself.
And it's very freeing, isn't it?
It's
I feel
frustrating at times because it goes too slow. I like when things move fast, but they have a tendency not to. But I can see it. It's like I'm in balance. There's a door. I'm still in balance. The door opens and it shows something that is tempting, something that, like an apple, like the desire. And if I'm not aware of myself, suddenly I get into almost like a stalker energy, like a unhappy chasing energy instead of a balanced one that can attract that thing. So I'm trying, or I'm not trying, I am focusing on my inner energies and balance. And yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do a lot of affirmations anymore, like personal ones as such. More, well, my tool is just rolling grateful things. I'm grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful for this, I am grateful for that. That's my tool. So I guess that's affirmations, but in a different form.
It was like I asked our daughter if she could help and do a house cleansing here, sort of with sage and whatever, and she said the cleansing to a large extent is you and Mom's energy, because you get so...
She's so spot on at the moment.
No, she has no clue. No, but it's like that we get so frustrated with things when they're not working, or when you have to repair the same thing 4 times in a row. I mean, things like that that can just drive me mad when the same thing just keeps repeating. but change the energy and the outcome changes. So, no, she has no idea what she's saying, but I'm gonna follow her advice anyway. So hopefully it's gonna be nice in the end, and we will have a renovated house sooner or later.
Mm-hmm. So, what shall we manifest for until New Year's for the world?
For the world, absolute harmony, compassion, forgiveness, equality, unity, love for everyone. And
your superpower and self-love was the same.
no.
Compassion.
Yeah, but compassion is I think compassion is the energy that holds everything together. I really think that compassion is the thing that Bruce Lipton and other scientists on a quantum level are talking about in the black hole, where they say that it's full of empty. It's not empty at all. It's the energy that I think is compassion that is holding this whole matrix together. That's my take on it. And so the more we resonate with that, the more we higher the frequency of our lives. And I think that is also where we're going, because there's this, I keep hearing people saying time is speeding up. It's like I'm exhausted for no reason. I can't feel, there's shifts in my body, I don't understand, there's shift. Yeah, I think we're going through a time that seems to be speeding up, and hopefully coming into what I...
Or it's just us getting older, darling. Who knows?
Speak for yourself, I don't look in the mirror. But...
no, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, and I really hope that the thing we're heading towards is oneness, and a place where suddenly we get a shift.
Wouldn't that be a dream?
Yeah, it is a dream. It's my dream. And where in that oneness suddenly duality stops, good, bad stops, competition stops. It's not I, me and mine, it's we. And I can't wait. You feel
Let's manifest it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what we do. I don't know, but that's what I'm completely focused on.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Shall we wrap it up?
We should indeed.
So, let's see you next time. And I would love to hear what kind of self-love practice you have, if you have one, and what you think your superpower for this world is. Not for yourself, for the world.
And until next time, if we haven't manifested a perfect world in complete harmony, balance, love and compassion, we'll keep trying.
Mm-hmm. And if they delete this channel, you know where to find us.
It's lightonconspiracies.com.
And like Ola said, it's plural.
It's plural because there's more than one going on. This is my American accent, by the way, if you hadn't noticed.
Lots of love your way.
Lots of love.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.